Welcome back to Orange Hat Reviews and the final installment of Resident Evil Review a Day. We are doing Resident Evil Final Chapter. Objectively, this movie is hit and miss, to be 100% honest. Objectively speaking, this movie's writing is decent and whatnot. It's a good story, but when it comes to the continuation and the final chapter of this whole thing, they kind of pulling the trilogy rules and saying, or and just switching it all up in order to explain something deep and dark and hidden that no one ever knew. I mean, that's well and good, but it just made this whole story even more convoluted. The acting with certain people in this movie was subpar at best. Mila Jovovich always gives it her all, so I won't fault her acting, but there was other acting, Ruby Rose being one of them. The way that they pushed in the special features of this movie has revealed that this movie was agenda driven. So objectively, this movie is 6 out of 10. It does not pass. Subjectively, I'm going to give 2 subjective scores. One, as a turn your brain off subjective score, this movie is enjoyable. If you could turn your brain off to enjoy it. So, I'll give it a 4 out of 5 subjectively, turn your brain off subjectively. Brain on subjective, I will give this movie a 2 out of 5 because I do not like agenda in my movies. Resident Evil Final Chapter did that. They went after the whole concept of capitalism. And they kept on making tropes of, this is what all the super rich do. People in power. Notice how no member of the bad guys was female. They had evil females in previous movies. And notice how they kind of just really highlight the women in this movie more than the men. They give the men a lot of lower importance. Now, Alice obviously is the hero of the whole story, so that aside, they really bashed on the men in this. All the men were the greedy corporate pieces of shit, and even the traitor happens to be a guy. It's just, I don't like the tropes. I really don't. Now, moviegoer, where you're just basing it off of entertainment value, it is entertaining. So I'll give it a 5 out of 5 entertainment value-wise. Moviegoer. But I do not like the fact that they took the last piece of this series, this franchise, and turned it into an agenda-driven bullshit movie. However, objectively, it's an interesting concept of a story, but they retconned a lot of their original work. How the biohazard initially got out, and whatnot. And how there's one person who is or in the corporation who wanted to, or the original owner of the corporation wanted to shut it down because of this, or of the chaos that the T-virus was starting to cause. Well, he got killed. They cucked Wesker. He's an employee. He's not. Last time I checked, Wesker was the head of Umbrella. The Red Queen, who was the bad or evil in Retribution, is now good in this one. And they explain it that, well, when Dr. Isaacs, or Alicia, uploaded her memories to, or uploaded a file to the Red Queen, and the Red Queen had conflicting programming, which caused her to turn on Umbrella. And it's like, man, this is just it's a bunch of horseshit. It's bad writing. This was bad writing, pure and simple. Now, also, the ending where the T-virus, or the airborne antivirus, is released, and all these zombies are running at her, and then they're suddenly just dropping like gangbusters. And then at the last moment she drops because she's also infected with the T-virus. Well, I'm sorry, if it's spreading that fast, that instantaneous, she should have dropped first. The flying creatures, when going after her, now that the antivirus is on the wind, they should have died. There is so much wrong with this movie that you can't overlook it. It is a horrible ending to a franchise that had potential. Anyway, folks, yeah, objective 4 out of 5. Or 6 out of, god damn it. Objective 6 out of 10. Ugh. Subjective brain off. 4 out of 5. Subjective brain on. 2 out of 5. Moviegoer. It's 5 out of 5. It was enjoyable to watch. But that's going to be the video, folks. I'm happy to have done this Resident Evil review a day. I'm going to try watching other series that I have and do possibly more review a day things. If you guys like me doing this, let me know in the comment section below. Anyway, this is going to wrap up the video. Y'all know the drill. Like, comment, subscribe, share, all that jazz. Let me know what you guys thought of Resident Evil Final Chapter if you have seen it. What did you like about it? What didn't you like about it? Did you think that there was woke nonsense in this movie? Or do you think that it was subtle? Let me know all your thoughts. Different opinions are welcome, folks. If you have a different opinion than me, feel free to share it, but do so nicely. Do so with civility. Otherwise, I won't engage with you. Anyway, folks, this has been Orange Hat Reviews. Stay humble.